is no sense in this thing. What's a medica? Namin Kotia. Account Namin Kotia Skanatum near donor fund. It is a Unkotriana Samba Pay Yakaso a donor fund account.
Lucius, Mache, maybe I'm going and of course, the only innocents are on your innocence. I'm coming, so I mean, we have there.
I mean,
maybe me trying to run this. No, I'm different. All right, so yeah, share the latest issues are started popping back that has to do with the National Service Authority. About two top officials, the Director General and the Deputy. OCSB any Gifty Oware. Now, the Attorney General I charge you but minya adagena men kind of bear 1 minute be na minja mo monafe omutumi any home komo. Now it says that the Office of the Attorney General has filed charges against two top former directors of the National Service Authority. This comes on the back of the corruption scandal that allegedly defrauded the country of about 653 million Ghana cedis. Now, I'm going to go into the substance of the issue. OCSB entry faces 14 counts of alleged role in what is one of the largest financial loss cases in the recent memory. These charges include financial loss to the Republic, with a flagship charge of accusing him of authorizing the payment of allowance to more than 60,000 non-existent national service personnel, resulting to a loss of 500,861,744 Ghana cedis. Now, he also faces multiple counts of stealing, totaling about 8,256,000 on specific dates between August 2023 and May 2024. Mr. Entry also further accused of misusing projects funds by authorizing the withdrawal of 106 million from the NSS Kumawu Farm project accounts on 5 occasions without spending a cedi on the project. And see, no. But the final one, the state also alleged he committed money laundering by transferring about 8.2 million Ghana cedis directly to his personal e-switch accounts and taking possessions of the funds, knowing that they were proceeds of crime. Now, the approximate amount of money Akwakodi OCSB Attorney General and the nature Homason about 615,117,744.02 pesos. Eno, and as I say, Attorney General, and the Attorney so say, Wabosa Agan, Wabokrono, Efa NSS Honomo, Asa Chrono, and no and on Babidi. Now, so gives a worry there is also a buyer. Now, not only the end the prosecution alleges that she took control of a private company that is Block of Life Consults and generated a list of 9,934 goods names from the NSS system. And also she then approached the Agricultural Development Bank, falsely claimed her company had supplied goods to those ghost names and needed a loan using the existent allowance as collateral. This led to her orchestrating of a loan agreement between ADB and the NSA, that is the National Service Authority, resulting to about 31.5 million Ghana cedi disbursement directly into her company's account, and subsequently transferred 22.9 million Ghana cedis to of this money into another company's account where she was the director. It is see as the can in say on quantity the no so it's about 38,458,244.87 Ghana cedis, and also a buying and nature master. So these are the top 2 officials from the Ghana the National Service Authority as see omo Akwakodi Adwa Attorney General and this has to go away at the abo. In any kakra. Lucius, my starting through home, meaning say when you're the background here.
Okay. That's it. My member questions na minchia what if for na minchia NDC for so about the bra. Be here na issue NSS issue ho ade ba ko a meya ewo ho say unse empempi no say ye pese emma me can say because of Gifty Oware na no
me ma uzara okay
enti emma mum ye pese emma enya baabi gina anka ne no na say emma no yesisibe
okay
enti this time ye pese
Mamini can start and free a hand. Mamma, quick one or hand. Na mema details be na for me and masanso about her. So according to the brief facts of this case, Oware, that is Oware Mesa, who oversaw the NSS Finance and Procurement Department, allegedly engineered a scam involving NSS marketplace platform, a system designed to provide a high purchase service to the service personnel. So the prosecution also alleged that he took so I heard medical kind how to say. But quick one before some more about Mamma innocent any kind enter home kakra and fama menafi so then we can come to you.
Yeah. Jebi, I mention what here for. Now menka say these are some of the topical issues are taking over the space Ghana for Obia Kahwasem. My culture said if we be able to advance as a country, we need to make corruption a graft a high risk venture. Nipa daseni akomano so obekwakuram. And before elections, abufu Ghana for the koto abani mainly was driven by the passion to get the criminals who have stolen from this country prosecuted.
Sure.
And until when President Mahama took over and people were not seeing any action beyond, you could see that sort of, abambuo on the side of the people. But Makacha said the wheels of justice are grinding slowly. Here we are once again. One of the most topical issues has finally come to the table. The Attorney General today is ready. The persons involved have been formally charged and the court proceeding is beginning. And I think that we are Ghana near is a sign of relief because Makacha said, say punish people who commit crime of this magnitude, and people hide behind political power, political influence, the kind of affiliation alliances and the kind of political prominence on the rise to capitalize on that particular influence now. Because over the years it's a nema yabu near gusu baby and Ghana ni be not expect to say the John Mahama government will be very brutal front and not taking up some of these issues, Now Ghana, that particular Ghana, can take a sign of relief and now the show is about to begin. And when you walk into some of these criminal engagement activities of these individuals, you repose who state authority, power and resources into them. I had a trust, no confidence, a tire chile say, you had the 2 million ko abansika ko di abanyanim na ye neema ne nhyehyeye betimi aboa ma the average ordinary people na amanfo omuni hope benya hope and neema beko yama o man no yatimi akoya nim no. These people turn enterprise of government into a cesspool of some kind of a shitty way omono use to advance personal, neema ombenya. And it's a what Kroma now had a track record. Way at some point in time, Nam Kroma throwing herself around and a quarter football team. Now I'm 40 radio TV. So now where the monies were coming from, people were not even your friends are checking in as a form. Here we are and crank to a move free university bar, ya post you more national service. Or music ya the moment over the years. People are complaining. Because so we are NSS personnel, we bet me behind down our crap and a problem. Because we behind them, I catch us here 1 year, 2 years. But the person is doing 1 year national service. And the 1 year now can and papa never. But the system will force you to go and rent a room for 2 good years. Then the people go through all the struggles we are. But some one, Sika Obenya 700 Ghana cedis. For 2 people to sit at the office. And still 653 million national service personnel sikana at the moment could have been doubled a bit to ya. But James Sikana the monies involved in this particular case, your friend is saying, why only Sikana na 53 million Ghana cedis. That is what was trumpeted in this particular country. But Sika we 600 million plus the Wyoming cash. 600 million plus the Wyoming cash. And I can't want them. Nipa mienu and a tenacia, they orchestrated this particular heinous crime against this particular state. And to obiti baby na wadwene so aban na asesa and people are witch hunting and asefo. This is what Ghanaians voted for. Ghanaians voted for John Mahama to do some of these things, take some of the toughest decision just to ensure that we punish crime. Say baby I deter people say governance, and yet avenue to make money or an enterprise where you come and foolishly amass wealth for yourself. And then look at the way a man at this particular crime well orchestrated. I told you, sir,
60,000 non-existent national service personnel, resulting to a loss of 500 million plus.
And Maka said there is no smart person obey you establish systems and institutions or chrono. Because chrono I go through bank transaction, I go through transfer, I go through e-switch and then as for there is no way you can cover your back because system no you're not builder here always it will give you up at the signature, the back trace, everything is there. And it's a way in Tanzania who use bank and who use any other system about me I say me no be and then look at how these people stole the money. 60,000 people are among your national service and I just saw moving ghost names in the good system and I pay binom double. And then 60,000 unko date of birth for more year a beer the 1 year nipa 1,000 at the 1 year among your national service.
1 year.
1 year. Under 1 year. Ye national service na we obi a we nyansani a wo bok onkwase akro no we ye wo te ho asem wo ifa yetimi ko internet na yakwase amanfo pictures e be free Kenya e be free Burkina Faso na yasese o mo anim na edin na we internet na de asase ye
usually 60 years
na do ma be national service na yetu o mo ka because they are able to transfer all the money into a single e-switch account and I say you too big but it's coming to the same person and the very people who are supposed to live life for better me inspire my young people out there no atimianya bibi and now call national service the young people who go to various offices no they don't even train them on the job you koto credit brem koto koko brem sa ansem hunu that foolish errands no mo do mo run so you do your national service and come home without even having a single experience because to them you are just an errand boy a yes small a man for mo use no mo use and the benefit nankasa kra no enkra no nya because panyini no ote wo there near so make sure say enkra no betimi train you mo nya survey ensuahunu bi abenya experience no or no he is busy out there stealing and robbing the state. Why are busy? And this is the reason why Amaka said we need to make corruption a high risk venture. So for me, I think that this prosecution, I'm yet to see anybody who will come and cry for say political witch hunting. The money's involved, no. I bet me almost a particular region. Because 53 million. Ghana cities and I can want them. Sasika chain a bag him the swat, Nipa was studio her, Yentimine, baby. How can two individuals sit there and orchestrate such a crime? And it's not just this. JB, there are several of such cases. Yet, sorry, trainer and from ye nibi, as a quabrane or cofa trainer, a sky, a ream. Now, more damn trainer and from Winnibi, also quiet trainer and ream, and who seek 2 million. Adashia, your friends say young who wants them in there. So I think that these are the harsh realities. As a yakam was a magana for who say politics and now good year. We must begin to let people bear responsibility for their own action, for their own crimes. Say to me and so like some of these issues are and I will cover the problems I yet. So Attorney General in the team, let me commend them. Because over the years, Ghana for bashi or more some of these things and I near my Ghana for person. So we need to move on and ensure that every single act of corruption be a cause of the cases must be line up. Now, young resources, the AG's department, making sure say all the resources that are needed just to ensure say you bet me yes I deal with I bet me as because whenever you are dealing with black race, you're very dangerous people. We are very greedy and very selfish. And this one to me, I established the conventional red lines. Amanan to Amanan who say me bokronwa a whole consequences in there. Man will always do the unthinkable, and that is the reason why we must begin to make corruption a high risk venture. Oh, them people in the present government, who also you take caution. So the same future awaits you because say what by crime punish you, another person will come and also punish you.
Innocent. So the issue is Yes, 600,000 non-existing national service personnel.
Yes.
That is the national service boss Nankasa.
Yes.
And I give to Oware so area 10,000. On the year, alleged 9,934.
Yes.
Udni Nabuma is approximately like 70,000.
Yes.
But over the months, it is 80,000 ghost names.
Ghost names.
So where is the remaining 10,000 ghost names? When are you responsible for the 10,000 ghost names?
Sir, it's an ongoing digging Oware. So I think the investigations now is what is unraveling all these things. I give us a closure because you can't go to court and be speculating. You need to go with absolute figures and numbers backed with evidence, payment, transaction, everything be back here. So I think that the investigation and I bring it to bear the other related issues. So I think that the court will have to examine all the critical facts, the evidence. No, who say they bear some sort of an evidential value above, reproach and as for to be standing the test of prosecution in court. Because you see, one funny aspect, very often some of these cases, will travel in the court for years. At the end of the day, there is no closure. Ghanaians are watching because you see, the few, my catches are Ghana, the sustenance of our democracy hinge on this particular John Mahama government because you see, when Akufo-Addo was in power, people lost every trust in democracy. That is why over the years, people were preaching coup d'etat. So people want to see what John Mahama will do differently. I bet me a grounding Ghana for once again, and your hope and your friends said that kind of way, our democracy. So now doing some of these things by making sure that people move here because these monies were meant for other stuff. Do you know the number of people who died because the state didn't have money and how to take money from pensioners? Do not stroke that them. Now, I'm saying the darkest decision their friend is saying, but the DEP was a deliberate orchestration out of certain foolish decisions some individual decided to take. As some of the day, some of us were deemed anti-government some kind of way. People, he was even calling people sambalat and the same president too. So it's not as if it was a mistake. It was a deliberate orchestration. When Onoankasa the Wafasi Konoforata and finance minister, he's unable to come back. That is what he did. So these are near mercy. Ama manfo ebinuma be ye janka ebie lusu ne papa ebinuma lusu moja padie. These are the harsh realities. And we must begin to make sure say corruption becomes a high risk venture. Motivate you obia. Na no na me kan kwa China, you say agric minister disika. I'm not sentencing it to death. I am not saying say sentence will be to death, but you see, JB, this particular money, the existing legal system now, a criminal system now, will make it possible for us to jail these people and retrieve our money. Because we cannot just put them in jail and make sure that 600 and something million goes scot free.
But this time the minister said we're there.
So wherever the money went, because there were people who were doing transfer. We $10,000 for command. That is what they were doing, transferring some of the money through bank and through back door. Among for ABBC for them no more Pakisikagum, Sicilia and Apa, Aberewa no Timisasa over millions of pounds. And you them now and Krama you and Jessica Ukroma. So these are cases I'm expecting the Attorney General to go there. Aberewa oncha pound, Aberewa oncha dollar. Now ultimately a chichi sika on the dukum name passing and as a form. We need to know where those monies are coming from because Donald Trump, American president, Ugo be receive Mawunya Sikana Yano Sila the Pademuno. So what are we doing? You understand? For me, these people were able to take advantage of the system because system not creating enough incentive and motivation for people to commit this kind of political plunder, and they get away with it. We must begin to make corruption a high risk venture and send a message to somebody out there. And Ghana for no, so let us assemble. It is not about Nipani NDC or MPP. Let us tackle the person. Abraba waboni sika wafa. When we begin to politicize some of these things, now I went to a particular program now, man, for to me a political witch hunting. Even to ask that particular question is absolute nonsense because who doesn't know Nema Brante where do Kroma say? It must even ask that particular question. See, you begin to color these things with political, sentiment, some kind of affiliation in it. We will lose sight on the core issues. So for me, I think that I commend the government, and it's not just this. Okay. We need to go ahead and make sure say every single Gifty Oware, national say first scholarship secretariat, the same person in this and another chrono across Kahubi, and there are several other criminal
more chrono. So that the Okoko GB be the demand.
Oh, documents now the one kind.
You couldn't scholarship
documents
or
Tiena make us say the involvement in some of these things, you know, endorsing because influence are not one. Influence peddling, and as for you don't think those things are crime, and as for crime offense or secure those things for herself. And you see, we need to do proper investigation and establish the ground rules and make sure that going forward, you know, crime is punished. It doesn't matter who you are, whether you are president, deputy president, minister, whoever. You're punishing, you're setting the basic rules now. I think that man will set up and begin to do things differently.
My main call is so, but before so my main car will say the local residents and the commercial drivers of Sumenya Pond Road, a kind so, or Martin Tesukoko, the Chirabai, Adaya Mokwan, and ye. Ntisana Kasaska, we commit me to be a bear 1/3 in pool, and the Akoko Gusu, but I could do Quabrani Butum, and I'm ranting a demonstration. Miniam to you.
Miniam Darcy. I think say na me man gusu a me ba be ka no say empempiye bodaru say yemma emma kwan na benu so no bintumi nyame adoma chede a ode ama benu ben so betumi aiden ayusu say o hwe last week yi offense law school lady Latifa
Yes. ABA Fuseni
Nebano.
Yeah.
I obenya the overall best student no. Ahu say yema ema kwan a megidie say bebetumi aye enso aye krabro emema ne emema bi mu eye so. Enti no say ye bosa daru na yeguso champion for the affirmative action bill say ye be pass e wo parliament no. Na ebi mo nso ena machiri yensimuhu bi se ya eba saa ha adwen because ohwe saa ayi lady yasem ya ye kan ya utim se osi ni bo ankasa se obebo oman no kro no hwe unse eye somewhere June honum ne attorney general be kan se on pesa obe rashe na why prosecution enti no oguso edge informations sanya be ya se o prosecutor onimne oyden oye enhwehwemu be da say time a be hu say about 189 million bi afa bi mun sa to ana say ayira wo NSS honum no home ni be start say be investigation na investigation no mu no ni be hu say about nipa be 22 bon wa asem num out of the 22 no neba nkasa be sha ase say ebi mo ko attorney general office sha ase say bebe kan bi woman nkasa say bebe ya dansefo a che say yes e true say sika sumasi no ye wiae ana say ye fae na mom kwan a ye fa so a ye wi asa sika no endi enti ndenu say obehwa enipa 22 no emu be 8 to 5 ne be ye ehwehwemu sesia what you say ne se ohwe nso ase ne asem insitie no ebi mu a eka ho aba ese be ye adansefo ede ama asem no attorney general no pese o che say saa nkrofo no de be de no kame akwa ti say eye minimum akakra no inside say ohwe ye criminal offences act na ye amended no in 2022 na there are 1079 no say ye won ye friend pre bargaining enti nipa no enim say why ye bone de na mum metimi aba na de kokoam no ye nsiesi na bi akwadu bi ananka ode bomi a say ebi anka be madam for ebi 5 years krampo na obetimi aden obetimi ate so enu mom ni ekofa we na ba ntine no saa priba geni no batina ya ma enhwehwemu aba beda di say saa sika bi na enyira ye aba beye 189 million no emu beye 80 million bentimi ntrezi
wow
what you say emube 80 million no bentumi cheze ho momni sa Mr. Osesibe Director General nankasa ni issue no suba mu because be hu say all the 2 checks
okay
wa sign 2 checks ayi ababe 22 million afisas kanu what you say na gift you what issue na ye ka ho asem no de 5 charges never the ball no baako stealing na ayi Criminal Offences Act 1960 no Act 29 section 124 na cross 1 home mo be stealing no de charge no say wa bo man no kro no then you be far offense money laundering yes and far another one and so using public office for personal gains.
Yes.
Then the other charge no so causing financial loss to the state. And so about 5 charges.
Yes.
What you say? So charges now be the born na. Now for chrono no dear. Now be far causing financial loss to the state now. Dear young kasa say 1 Oyusu enipa na company be about register no about 2016
blog of life consult.
Yes, blog of life consult. A company be register no in 2016.
Okay.
Mr. George something or the Paul Boatin.
Okay.
Or no any register company no Gifty no. Oyusu 1 Mr. Muhammad bi edekwaje sa company no. No ko yusu ne maame driver as one of the directors.
Ne maame driver.
Ne maame.
No give to Oware ne maame.
Oh no ne maame driver.
Okay.
Your friend no George Anan.
Okay.
No yusu sa George Anan as one of the directors. Ne be call ADB. Say national service for no. Yetimi ye high pitches.
Yeah.
Edemabe.
Yeah.
Ne ba nkasa nso betimi san ye den edi loan. Na mom loan na obeje no. So within 1 year. What I say because national service no the whole national service program no 1 year.
Yeah, sure.
And gift you Oware no say or no mum high pitches edema national service for no. What I say or trust say ohia sika about 78 million.
Okay.
And 78 million no. Ni ADB for no try the man say 78 million nya dia. Ninsa betimi aka because say ntete ne ye tete obi a ye won ye fe no affordability. Affordability no wontimu enti obi more than 50% of near ono no je bosome.
Yeah.
It should range from 33 to 50% of nipa no edge as nipi. What I say? Enti ehom no ono accept say obeji amount na Beba is said be man and 31,502,910.40
so approximately like 31.5 million.
Good. Now it come with interest.
Yeah.
And the interest no so nkwano about twice near na ono no edge and about 62 million honum na ho kan yem.
Okay, so the 60 with an accrued interest, her actions allegedly cost a total loss of 38,458,248 to the state.
Good. Until her sika ono oje ye na nkasa na.
So the 31 million.
Yes.
Interest and that's your 38 million.
38 million.
I see.
What you say? And into a causing financial loss to the state, because one kasa we are 31 million. What you say? Oh, you sue 9,934 national service ghost names.
Yes, almost.
These are people who are not national service, but generate national service central management system. No, the generate are ghost names. No, you sue adequately 31 million. What you say? And to acquire any interest, bear times 2 ever can home. And to what causing financial loss to the state.
I see.
So, and to sometimes no say, yeah, discussing the say, not say what national have chrono amount for airbo or mine. Now, Ubisa say, national service for Ukraine pa ye can once a million. Obi, eh, yeah, now, buy ya, bekoye, a picketing war. Ministry of Health.
Yes.
Okay, say the national service ni na nsa nka ni skada. Enti ba be ye service na nkasa no. Ye ntua beka. Na mom saman bia ono no ti ba bia ye nim no. Saman twen on samanfo no atimi age close to 70 million. And it doesn't make sense.
Well, that's saman bako age 600 million, almost like 500 million plus.
What you
say? Saman ketwa no so ne dey about 31 million.
Good.
Say gugusa.
Enti me wahu many Ivan da bia bet na haya about issue of corruption na nse yeta kan sase we say amanfo ebe nya men kan say bebe lose interest wo na do aban because of corruption na ekokoso no enti na bi mu preach about offense say obi betimi awisu tuo e de age oman no and President Mama wabai no the last hope ye dey yewo say sa corruption na anase corruption allegation cases na ekokoso wo na do amamu mu no yantumi an retrieve sa sika wi na say yetena ase a anhwe a okena bi no yenti asemde o ti ase nya dia e beti asemde because o hwe sa sika wi a afa kwabrane nsatoa enye sika ketuo o ti ase ene Ivan kan no say o hwe Wyoming case numpo a now they be compare we ya what him say we waste
when music can say 51 million right 51 million and we 653 million Ghana cedis
so 53 na that's no 53 na that's no
that's so why you music
good eso say why you music
outstanding 600 billion
you see me wahu adia ba ko a me kan say even though say offer offense free bargaining act no and I said the free bargaining act na yes sorry the fair bargaining act na che say obi betimi aiden abakupuo mu enu aba be negotiate but you see Ghana for expectation bi eninti abeto abade ma president mama sa expectation no ye say yantimi amiti na say ye topal ho a de ebeba no enye free fair bargaining na say free bargaining no yes ye betumi aye but ma ye nya ne say time bia no a bia ye be say ye be prosecute obi no because na say what you say matopoku prempe ka say ya okoyoku what you say enka hwan kwani nim say okoyoku nya say so one ne kan ya this is somebody he offense mass set issue ebon won ho laptop teacher for laptop and so bon won ho because besan koto offense past questions
yes
past question book ba ku bia cost 78 Ghana cedis book ba ku past question book ba ku bia 78 Ghana cedis enti sankrofo we mu nyina ne nam ho Genti a Ghana for hwe so eto abama president mama no sa niema we mu bi enti mimom no mesusu say ma yenson ho mra na eda ho no mra no edoso ma yensu mra ba ko say plea bargaining na ochena bi nipa no ba no aba be hu
but even with the plea bargaining there are a lot of aspects within the plea bargaining you mentioned so but there are a lot of issues within the plea bargaining so you can't say plea bargaining you don't just go say Maria Obensi Kente me bana me no aba be negotiating there are a lot that goes into it
but that is what they are doing
yes
what you mention as because otie attorney general near ono no kan say I think say the deputy no okay say out of the 22 now be yes be allege say corruption no be ho bon wo mu no emu bi mo ba ye say fine no cre say ba wia na mo be willing say ba nkasa be san I serve as witnesses what you say eno kan ho bi ni man ne abeduru ni pakuma bi a ye prosecute be
all right quick one
I think my time kakra na men can this particular issue I think you back and forth between the ministry and nurses and the backlog. I think my use opportunity na me commend the Minister for Health or more team through where or make arrangement to pay these your friends saying nurses now
about 7,000 of them.
Yes, and I think it's a good move over there. And I think despite pressure now at the amount for the man or no, the young man is really doing a great job. But you see, Ghana, no, we are very reactionary people. Adia ba yenya eye penny ye bi rafi. Jebi, me better catch us say that particular Presidential Transition Act, no, we need to amend that provision and make sure say an outgoing president will not have the power to be putting people into the system.
Yes.
Especially a handy over. That period they created this pool of individuals and Abaya boss Messi so. Kohono Safumafo did a press conference when MPP took over. Ka say NDC then appear nipa gumno. In the spirit of good governance, you don't come and repeat the same thing. Nurses alone, over 13,000 people were pushed within that period. So you see, politics with diligence. We don't have good conscience. So media say, let us amend the Transition Act and create a freeze period. And making sure say within a particular period, either the two governments will work together or we don't allow your friend saying any backlog beer and now so beer making sure that you don't own that person arrears or far now within transition period there should not be any arrears. Other government will come and inherit. See to me yes I'm sure we will find a headway. Some of these back and forth eba the beer eba ye kan wasema na ababeye we no. I think so better because we must begin to grow as a country. It's not all the time that issues no ba na ye keka ho nsema na ye repeat at the end of the day nothing happens again. See ntimi anya sa de na ye move on as a country from this near nsua bibia mfirima. In the next 4 years we will come back here and have same conversation and nothing will change. And again last one your friend said maths and English or kind of a quiz no more
maths and science.
Yes, but who said your friend said the Ministry of Health said what make budgetary allocation 9 point something say science and maths quiz baso. Let me be someone said it's not even supposed to be a government responsibility to be giving money for that. This is something that has been running for 32 good years. So are we saying that we can't set up a board that will go and look for money and make sure that we run that particular thing independently? Because sir, America got talent, British got talent, you'll be a got talent, you'll be a registered in a company, and even the TV rights alone generate a lot of money. Sir, your friends say mass and science quiz, can't we just create idea and run it, now making sure that even the TV rights alone will be sold to a particular TV station like Omia, Monkwana more the TV right to show it, and then you go out and look for sponsors. Must it always be that buying this? We can't even think outside the box and answer saying because other private way to me run it. Is it? My way am here why
you my friend Nasifo.
No. You do back.
Ghana's most beautiful.
Ghana's most beautiful. This is a private entity or multi how, but you are able to run this particular thing every year, get sponsorship in Nasifo. Why can't government get the same thing? So I think we need to begin to think outside the box. Not always abayin sika maya. Then science and maths. You've been running the thing for 32 good years. Plan B na wa make.
But I say, Baba Minya quick birthday bi wa hanu muse na so so quick comment.
Yeah, quick one.
Within 2 minutes.
2 minutes, yeah. Me tell say our friend say minister no care say lady na oka obese say they should temper justice with mercy. I think say the nipa beya ni minister no aye no. You see sometimes no obu ho a hungry man is an angry man. Lady no if you were to be in her shoes you understand. I think say ade ba ko a lady na ntimi anye using the emotional intelligence. What I say at least come there na mum say utimi den guided in some of the things that you do. What I say go obi okay say the national service are for the whole 1 year and Pianica. Was saying about the start adjuma. Me onya offenses. I'm not justifying or in any way trying to justify what she did, but sometimes it's also a caution to yana yakano. Okay. Say ubia ne obeye because after sad picketing who say lady bia or no mum and so complaining say ne rent crash want to a man for the econo emwa enti et say ne be ka say friend saying odi ahina akunsu what you say either say odi nsuo no ne ahina beba ana say obeba nsapan enti lady no call odi ahina akunsu beto oba no amfa hwe ama beto bi so call a wonya bi e de bai adisua e de ma ye nyina.
Right, but I say ma menye